Get ready for your daily dose of marketing strategies and tactics from entrepreneurs with the guile and experience to help you find success in any marketing capacity. You're listening to Marketing School with your instructors, Neil Patel and Eric Su.
Welcome to another episode of Marketing School. I'm Eric Su.
I'm Neil Patel.
And today we're going to talk about how live chat can grow your business. So Neil, what are your thoughts about this? I mean, you used to have a tool that was able to survey people on a website, which was kind of like live chat, but not really. What are your thoughts?
The thing with live chat is I've tested this out in which if you just ask people to chat with you right away, it doesn't work well. You have to pop up the live chat at the right engagement points and interactions. So for example, if someone's on your blog post page for 3 minutes reading a really advanced blog post, you know that they're much more qualified to become a customer or buy something, or popping up live chat for our SaaS company on the homepage wasn't too effective, but popping it up on the pricing page and the credit card page was really effective, right? So you have to find the right points to interact with someone, because if it's too soon, you're going to interrupt the flow. For example, with my software as a service company, the homepage pitches you on why you should try out the product. If you just use a live chat to interrupt the flow, they're not going to read all the copy, the case studies, the reasoning on why they should sign up for your product or service. You want to get them when they have objections and they're iffy on if they should sign up or not.
Yep. And one case study I can add to this. I used to use a lot of different live chat tools. We tried out Olark, we tried out Zoipum, and on average we were maybe getting maybe one live chat per day, right? Maximum. And what we found was, okay, well, that's not really that much, so it's not really worth for us to continue using live chat. So, we just, as we continued browsing around the internet, we saw a lot more people using Intercom.io. That's kind of the hot chat tool in the startup world. And, it was really expensive. I think it's at least $70 a month, or maybe at least $50 a month, and it goes much higher. I think we're on the plan right now where we're charged like $93 a month. But what I found was once we started using Intercom, we were getting as many as 22 chats a day. And it's not just people trying to say hi to us. It's actually people asking us questions. And on average, it increased our average chats by 12x. And it's because of what Neil mentioned earlier. You're touching people at certain engagement points. So if they visit our marketing services page for 3 minutes or so, or if they visited multiple times, we know they're very qualified and we're going to treat them differently. And if we find that they keep visiting certain categories, we're gonna target them differently, and we might even give them send them to a certain offer, right? Or it might send them to a certain ebook as well. So you're able to do that with Intercom. You're able to touch people on certain engagement points, pages, engagement on the site, and a lot more. So we found that to be very useful, and it's helped us get great leads. We're talking leads from publicly traded companies, large airlines, and more.
So let's actually do something fun on this podcast, right, Eric? What Eric doesn't know is for his live chat, he was actually talking to me once, but he didn't know he was chatting to me because he was telling me how he's getting so many leads from it. So I was like, all right, let's see what he's doing. I love reverse engineering. The reason I want to do it this way, and I'll explain what we're going to do, is the first thing I need to mention is it doesn't matter if you're selling a service, a software, or e-commerce, or whatever it may be. Live chat and the functionality of when you want to show up chat and when you don't, it's pretty much the same. And there's two main tools that work out really well for live chat. One is Intercom. The other one is Drift, which is an Intercom competitor. All the other ones are shit. In other words, don't waste your time with them. You won't get as many signups. And let me first pitch this to Eric, or let me drill Eric, and then he'll start answering them. And then I'll show you, I'll even break down how you can improve the flow, and you can go to singlegrain.com and test it out, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So first off, Eric, why does Intercom or Drift or any of these solutions work better than live chat, right? Other than the dings, that's the obvious one. So one is they have like a little sound effect, which helps encourage more chats. What's the other ones, Eric?
For Intercom, like I mentioned earlier, the big thing for us is we're able to touch people at certain engagement points. That's the biggest thing for us. With other chat tools that we tried before, we weren't able to get as granular. So if somebody visits an SEO page, well, we're going to send them the same message. It's not so with Intercom. We can send them very specific targeted messages, and also depending on how they behave on the website.
Yes. So when I was on his blog post on SEO and I scrolled down and I read enough, it ended up popping up. Now, the other interesting thing is I messaged Eric. Eric, do you have someone managing the chat 24/7?
Yep. But the thing is, sometimes they won't respond immediately, and that's one of the negative points on what we're doing right now.
That's correct. So when I messaged him, Intercom said the average response time was like X minutes or X hours. They actually even break it down for you. Did you know that in the chat?
Yep, 100%. I think it says a couple hours, but our rule, for the salesperson at our company right now is we respond within 24 hours.
Yeah, and they responded way quicker than that. The response time I got was somewhere around like 40 or 50 minutes. Still wasn't too bad. And I was actually talking, I think it was with you. Is your name on it all the time, or does sales reps impersonate you?
It pops up as my name, but then it gets assigned to somebody else.
And when it gets assigned to someone else, does it show their name or does it show your name?
Sometimes it'll show my name for whatever reason. It should show their name though.
But in general rule of thumb is if a site is personalized around Eric and his brand, it should only show his name. And I'd rather have people impersonating him than a random salesperson's name, because I bet you're going to see a conversion drop. So if you want to be a bit more aggressive, always put the person's name who's going to convert the best, EX Eric, or on neilpatel.com, it would be me, Neil Patel. The other thing too is, Eric, what's the first thing you guys chat with, right? Most people would think, all right, if I want to just sell someone and collect a lead, how would I do that? Through a chat. But most people would just say, let me sell them. What do you guys do?
Yeah. So let's say they visited an SEO post, right? We'll say, hey, we noticed that you've been here for a while and you're interested in SEO. Is there anything we can help you with? Or is there any other resource that would you find this resource helpful? So we're trying to help more versus saying, come buy our shit.
Yeah, so in other words, what Eric is doing, he's trying to help you first before he actually tries pitching you, right? That's a big thing. The reason you want to help people is it builds up trust factor. So if you come to my website and I help you out for like 10, 20 minutes, and then I pitch you on a product or service, would you be much more likely to take it? Of course you are, right? That's how it works psychologically. People are much more likely to convert when someone shows goodwill and shows their skill set, knowledge, etc., or their value before they convert. But that's a process that Eric uses. He has all these bells and whistles on the Intercom version, right? Like it notifies, pops up at certain times, etc. He then looks at the post that you're on or the page you're on. He engages related to that first. He then tries to help you. And then when he tries to help you, once you're engaged, then he tries to sell you. And what I've learned through a lot of live chat systems is when you engage with someone 4 times, right? 4 times, not just being like a hi, but getting them to write a full sentence response. So if they write 4 full sentences, what we found through stats is they're much more likely to buy anything you sell them than if you try to pitch them on anything before they write 4 full sentences. I know that sounds really weird, but at that point, they've built up way more of a rapport with you, and they're much more likely to close. But that's the overall process that I've seen work well. And the only thing I would change versus what Eric's doing, and he mentioned this, is always have someone manning the chat. Like in our webinars, which is kind of like chat, we have someone in the room 24/7, literally all hours of the day.
Great. And so where do you, for that 24/7 person, where's a space or a place that somebody can go hire somebody like that?
I get them on Upwork. I get a lot of people in the Philippines who are really smart and know marketing well. So in the US, you may end up paying someone like $5,000 who's pretty good at managing the chat. In the Philippines, I'll pay someone $1,500 a month, right? So instead of $5,000 a month, I'm paying $1,500 a month. And for the Philippines, that's a lot of money, but I'm getting people who are really sophisticated and smart at marketing.
Great. And one other thing that we started adding at the end of our, let's say they visit a couple times, we might even ask them for their email address automatically in there, and then people just start to leave it more. So that's one thing you can do if you're not around that much, but I do recommend the 24/7 thing. I think it's probably something I'm going to try literally right after this. So I think with that being said, I mean, one more thing is with a tool like Drift or with Intercom, you can actually hook it in with HipChat or Slack. So your whole team you can put into a sales room or maybe put into a separate chat room, but they can see what's going on and they can selectively laser target the chats that that need to be attended to immediately. That's one little trick that we added on top. Neil, anything else to add before we hop off?
No, that's pretty much it on mine.
All right, that's it for today's episode. Let us know what you think. We'll see you tomorrow.
This session of Marketing School has come to a close. Be sure to subscribe for more daily marketing strategies and tactics to help you find the success you've always dreamed of. And don't forget to rate and review so we can continue to bring you the best daily content possible. We'll see you in class tomorrow, right here on Marketing School.